If you create a news organization whose primary objective is not to deliver accurate news, you will fail. You will fail. The New York Times is a liberal paper, but it's also, and it is to its core a liberal paper, it's also a paper that cares about whether they spell people's names right, by and large. It's a paper that actually cares about accuracy. Conservatives need to build institutions that mirror those institutions. That's the truth. You don't believe me? The New York Times? You don't think...
That was Chris Hayes revisiting a 2009 Tucker Carlson speech at CPAC, where Tux argues that the right needs institutions like the New York Times. Now, on TikTok, this video was entitled Tucker Carlson's Villain Origin Story. And for a while now, I've been under the impression that Tucker Carlson's origin story was when Jon Stewart went on Crossfire and made fun of Tuck's bow tie. But this clip and its comment section is making me think otherwise. See, like every villain, Tucker Carlson has a big, glaring weakness, and when I saw content of his from his CNN days, it confirmed that it was always there. It occurred to me that his success is built on the perception that he really is who he claims to be. But if anyone knows that, it's Tucker. I mean, those were his words for someone else back in 2003.
Another quote from your book: Bill O'Reilly's success is built on the perception that he really is who he claims to be. If he ever gets caught out of character, it's over.
That's right. I say before that, Bill O'Reilly's really talented. He's more talented than I am. He's got a lot more viewers than I do. He's a better communicator than I am. But I think there's kind of a deep phoniness at the center of his shtick. And again, as I say, the shtick is sort of built on this perception that he is the character he plays. He is every man. This kind of he's not right-wing, he's a populist. This kind of Irish Catholic populist fighting for you against the powers that be. And that's great as a shtick, but I'm just saying the moment that it's revealed not to be true, it's over.
Not only has Tucker become everything he said about Bill O'Reilly, but this heir to the Swanson empire has convinced his audience that he's an everyman, despite the fact that he was rich even before he got on TV, let alone because he makes 8 figures a year now. So the cracks and gaps in his armor is the fact that he's inconsistent. Who he is on his show is different from who he actually is once the Tucker Carlson Tonight cameras stop rolling. And before I continue, look, creating so much content over time, sure, at some point you're bound to change your mind at best, or honestly become hypocritical at worst. Yeah, but Tucker lacks foresight. Here's what I mean. Me, hi. I want to kill legacy admissions at colleges and universities, but I also want The Ohio State University to take that into consideration for my kids, seeing how my wife and I are alums. Go Bucks. See, I recognize that about myself, and I'll say it now, in advance. Anyways, recently, investigative journalist with Media Matters, Eric Hananoki, posted this video of himself from 2002 asking Tucker if, quote, conservatives hurt themselves by associating with people who push bigotry and racism like Ann Coulter. This was Carlson's response.
That's great, Eric. I'm not familiar with the bigoted and racist comments. I do that you refer to. I doubt they exist, but I would say Ann Coulter has one good point. I think she's a little over the top sometimes, but that dismissing your opponents by calling them racists and bigots, which is what many Democrats do reflexively, that's not argument. That's name calling, and I think it's beneath contempt.
Dismissing your opponents by calling them racist is beneath contempt. Well, last month, I was going to create a video about the race-based hiring in the Biden administration claim Tucker made, saying, out of 97 federal judges confirmed under Joe Biden, total number of white men, 5. 22 are black women, featuring diversity above all in the graphic, as if this is racist against white people. And any basic Google search or random person on Twitter will easily prove that what Tucker said was wrong. And if we wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, it was misleading. The point is, that accusation of racism isn't above contempt. Selling the aggrieved white male to an audience who is so desperate to be oppressed is what made Bill O'Reilly #1 and is why Tucker was #1 for so long. So in 2017, when he officially took over for Billy Boy, Tucker said, what O'Reilly did was not easy. He set a high bar and I'm going to do my best to meet it. Thanks for sticking with us. And again, whoever he is on his show and whomever Tucker has become isn't who he is. And based on his previous comments, which I've done another video on, this isn't what he wanted to be. Successful, rich, and influential, yes, but having a deep phoniness at the center of his shtick, No. Tucker has gotten caught out of his character. What his attorneys have said about the believability of his program, his own text messages about the 2020 presidential election, and one day he'll be off of the Fox airwaves. For O'Reilly, it took sexual assault. I don't know what it will take for Tux. I do know that when that day comes, Fox will plug someone else in and continue to get views. They always have, they always will. Tucker needs Fox more than Fox needs Tucker. But Fox creates their own villains. Y'all want to see a MAGA actor get checked over Aunt Jemima's history? Then click the link in the description below for that video. For more of my content, you can find me on my YouTube channel called We Gonna Be Alright, or just use the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. Thanks for watching. And so I don't forget, my architect knows Japanese.